on, Mason? What's going on, George Mason University? What's up, George Mason University? What's going on, George Mason University? We're back. Double ball. David Bernard.
I'm Perry Buckley.
Lindsay Hokinson.
And I'm DeMonte Shaw.
Hey, what's going on, George Mason University? Welcome back inside the press box. I'm Vandy Bernard.
I'm Perry Buckley.
I'm DeMonte Shaw.
And I'm Matt Newman.
Thank you for joining us once again right inside. Of course, we're going to kick things off with Mason sports and some cross-country news.
Cross country, baby. Our runners, they've been running. I'll tell you that.
I mean, that's the point of cross-country.
They've been running.
Keep doing your job.
Across the country.
Keep running.
They competed early in the Virginia Invitational in Earlysville, Virginia. It was early. we have some really early. They run early in Earlysville. We had 3 of our Mason runners earn Atlantic 10 honors at this Invitational, and they are as follows: John Holt, Bethany Sachelbin, and Megan Blackstone. So kudos to you. John Holt, he's Atlantic 10's male cross-country athlete of the week. He finished 41st out of 102 runners. He was the first finish for Mason. He completed the 8K in a time of 24 minutes, 42 seconds. So he's got some jets.
Yeah, impressive.
Very well-maintained
Sustained.
jets. Sustained jets.
Sustained jets.
And then Bethany was awarded, she was the A10's female cross-country athlete of the week, while Megan was the freshman of the week. She earned Rookie of the Week honors. Bethany Sackelbin finished with a time of 17 minutes and 48 seconds in the 5K, while Blackstone finished 19 minutes, 37 seconds in that 5K. So the women placed 14th overall, while the men placed 11th overall. All in all, good meet, good run, and good job to our cross-country runners. Keep running.
Down in Earlysville, huh?
Yeah, early.
All right. Thank you, D. Shaw, for that. And Matt Newman.
Yep.
Soccer news.
Got some men's soccer news. Just a little while ago, we beat the University of Hartford. We gave them their first loss of the year. That puts our record at 5-2-1 on the season. So, the game-winning goal was scored by Laurent Newsome. This is his first goal of the season. So,
Lolo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Congrats to our men's soccer team.
Yep, definitely. As always, doing their thing.
Yeah.
And, of course, upcoming games.
That's right. Switch over to cross country again. They have this past weekend. They have the Mason Invitational, where they'll be hosting 4 teams. So the men's will be running an 8K, and the women will be running a 6K. So best of luck, and stay tuned next week to find out the results of those meets. For the women's soccer, they open up A10 play this previous weekend versus Dayton and St. Louis, and then this upcoming weekend they play Rhode Island on Friday and Fordham on Sunday at 4 p.m. Following that game, men's soccer plays Massachusetts on Sunday before that game, men's soccer plays Massachusetts at 1 p.m. So if you can come out, catch the guys' game and the girls' game, That's a good day to come out. It's a big weekend this upcoming weekend. Men's soccer is also playing Rhode Island on Friday. That's at 7 o'clock also at home.
Oh.
And then women's volleyball this upcoming weekend is playing VCU on Friday.
Ooh, VCU.
At 7 p.m. and then LaSalle on Saturday at 5 p.m. So come on out and support, and then stay tuned next week for the results of those meets.
Yeah,
definitely.
Take advantage of the nice weather outside.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it's lasting.
Before it gets cold.
Yeah.
It's like 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It's kind of cold to go outside and sit out there. No matter how many pairs of sweaters you have on. You know, sometimes you wear like 5-6 layers, and it's still cold. But you know, you need some mittens and some boots and some
mittens
Timbs.
though?
Yeah, mittens, some gloves. You know, you don't wear mitts. You know.
No mittens for me.
No gloves. Yeah.
Gloves.
Gloves. Yeah. All right. Moving on. But yeah, definitely make sure you come out, support the peeps, support your fellow Patriots and all that they do.
I'll
You know,
be
come
there.
out. It's a good time. We'll be there. So make sure you're there. All right. We're gonna find you if you're
Come
not.
sit next to me.
And okay, so we got basketball, men's basketball and women's basketball season coming up and kicking off soon. Of course, Mason Madness coming up soon. Always big, always good.
It's gonna be madness.
That's why it's called Mason Madness. So thanks, Captain Obvious, for pointing that out.
Good job, Sherlock.
But of course, last year we saw many different lineups for the men's basketball team, many different rotations that went down. So thought we could go ahead and do our projected starting five, or who we think should be the starting five to start off the season, the men's basketball season. D-Saw, want to go first?
Brian Allen at guard. I was about to say Bryce, but he's graduated. Keep doing your thing, Bryce.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little slip up. So yeah, okay.
always.
One for show.
At point,
Mini per show.
at point, I got Brian Allen, controlling the show. He's been doing it for 2-3 years now, senior year. So there's no contest for that. I'd have him there. He's the general. At shooting guard, Sherrod Wright. He's our leading scorer. He's our go-to guy. I think he's going to come up big for us, especially since he's a senior this year. At forward, I got Anale Okoloji because the guy can score. He actually sparked a couple of comebacks last year, some clutch threes and some clutch defense. I love his intensity, his length, and his athleticism. He can even run the guard, if coach let him. So he brings a lot. And then the other forward.
Yeah, looks so mad over there.
I don't know about running the guard, but he's good.
You know a lot about running the guard from a big man position.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Call out. Ooh, got me. Why?
So at the other forward position, I got Jonathan Arledge, who surprisingly me, he's our second leading scorer. He's come up big. There was a stretch of 5 or 6 games last year.
Stats.
Yeah, where he controlled the team, double doubles, leading us in scoring. So kind of those nights where Sherrod kind of disappeared. And then at center, none other but Eric Copes, baby, man in the block. So that's my starting five.
All right.
Solid.
They'll probably play together for a total of 5 minutes, the way the rotation always is. So,
All right. You made some good points right there, and made me kind of switch up my thinking on things. With Brian Allen being the starting guard, as you said, just being a general, I think I had Sherrod and Patrick in the backcourt, but I think Patrick would be a good 6-man coming off the bench because he brings that energy, just that sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
We know how many times last year, just in critical moments at key points in the game, hitting key shots for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just having his energy off the bench as a 6-man, I think I'm gonna have to move him there. And of course, I had Anale also. And just as you said, I think Anale also brings that intensity and energy, that added extra intensity to the game. And just, I feel it's contagious where it uplifts the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that very evident at points last year. And so I think him being in the starting lineup can really help and be beneficial to the team and having good starts. Because there's times last year we didn't start too well, and it took us till real late before we actually got things going. So I think starting off early, having that energy and intensity early, and then carrying that throughout the game would be good. So I think Anale in that spot at forward. And then I also had Arledge and Copes as well at the 4 and 5 position at the center for Copes. So it's my projected starting 5 right there.
Yeah, you had a lot of good points about Anale, and I actually think he's going to come off the bench. I think he's going to be that 6-man to come off. I think we need Patrick Holloway to be on the court to spread the floor a little bit more to increase our shooting percentage, especially from the perimeter. Because the guys we have, Sherrod's a decent shooter, and Brian Allen's not very consistent at times. So I think Holloway's gonna have a big year this year, and then Anale off the bench.
Yeah, I would just say it just depends on the matchup for the game. If we need to go fast, I say we put Patrick Holloway in there, and then if we need to be a little bit bigger, we put Anale in there. That's where I stand on that.
So more so going with the seeing who we're playing, who we got, and then base the rotation off that.
Yeah, basically that's what it seems like it's been in the past too. Hewitt's got his plan, so. But I definitely look for Patrick Holloway. I think he's going to be he's gonna be a breakout athlete. I think he's gonna make some noise in Atlantic 10 because
Stole mine.
because I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you could see it last year. You see flashes of greatness, but then you see him like timid at times. And I think now this year, like second year now,
Yeah, have another year under his
yeah,
belt.
building his confidence. I mean, he took the most threes last year, which is good, I guess, for like a freshman. And then second in makes behind Sherrod. But I think the confidence, like he's got a nasty shot. I've seen the guy practice.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw him miss. So
Always working on it. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I think this year is going to be his year, threes, and maybe developing other aspects of his game as far as, getting to the basket and dishing. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially if guys try to close out on them from the perimeter, if they're trying to take away the three-point shot, just one couple dribbles and take it to the hole, and then if they try to crowd in on him, just penetration, like you said, dishing it off, or just taking it in himself. So I think it's going to be a big year for Patrick as well.
Yeah.
One area on the game that he needs to work on, though, is his defense. He's size-wise, he's pretty small. That's why, we had flip and flop with Anale and him because Anale's much bigger and can guard. Anale's defense is incredible.
Yeah.
But Patrick can kind of get bullied around just because of his size.
Yeah.
So if he can improve upon his defense, I think he'll get more playing time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think across the board that we just need to be a little bit more consistent because, like you said, it's like sometimes it's like if one person's not having a good night, it's like the other person compensates. But it's just like we talked about it all the time last year. Why can't they both just be doing awesome and just have a good inside game, good outside game? That way we keep that balance and they can't just try to shut down like a certain person or a certain group of people, like either inside or outside, depending on the matchup. So we just gotta. That also helps spread the court, which just makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were so deep with big men. I mean, we got Copes, got Arledge, Marco, Johnny Williams. You can consider Anale a big man if you would like. Jalen Jenkins, and then the walk-on from last year, Michael Rudy. I was gonna go with Marco for a breakout because I think he's gonna be better, but I think he's gonna have to share a lot of minutes with some of those guys, especially
be tough,
they're older, so the seniority value. But I don't know, we're gonna have a big man rotation. Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, and on the lines of that, do you think it's better that we spread the wealth more, or sticking to a consistent lineup of, whether it's an 7-8 man rotation of consistent guys to try to build that chemistry in and out, as opposed to, because we saw Hewitt tried a lot of different lineups last year, tried a lot of different things, and we saw guys get minutes a lot of guys get certain minutes at certain times of certain games. So do we think it's better to have a consistent rotation? Do you think that would benefit the team up this upcoming season, or?
I feel like as a player, I'd like a consistent. I guess I'd like it to be more consistent. That way, I know exactly like what my role on the team is, what's expected of me night in and night out. I feel like it could kind of hurt your psyche. Unless you buy into the team motto or whatever, it can kind of hurt your psyche. Like one game, like we'd see Anale play, like he'd get 15, 20 minutes, and then the next game we don't see him at all.
Yeah.
I just feel like personally as a player, I feel like well, why can't I touch the floor? Even for 4 or 5 minutes. I played half the game last week.
Some type of way about it.
Yeah. So I don't know, but he would probably. I feel like he's got these guys buying into his system, so it's not a big of an issue.
That's the important thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly.
I don't know.
I'd say that you just kind of, whenever you're kind of doing this thing, is kind of get whoever's hot, get them on the court most.
Yeah.
So say, Anale is doing really good for a couple games, put him in, and then if he starts, not being as consistent, try switching up. It's like you said, it's just all what Hewitt wants, what he thinks is best for the team.
I say whatever works.
Sure.
If they're getting W's, that's all that matters. I know you mentioned players, not really being happy with their playing time, but if the team's winning, you should be happy no matter what.
Exactly.
So Hewitt should come in with a steady plan of, we're going to have a deep rotation, or we're going to have a solid 5 and then a couple guys here or there. But as long as he comes in with that, defined plan, and then people buy into that plan, I feel like it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also agree. Also, whatever, like you said, whatever gets wins, whatever gets the W's, that's all that matters. And whatever it takes to get that. So whether it's, as you said, if it's having a consistent rotation or just having a deep bench. And I think that's the great part I think about our team, especially coming into this new transition with the A10, is that we have that ability that we can go deep if need be. If time, hopefully nobody gets hurt, but if in the case of injuries, we have guys that can come in and fill in and step up.
Saw that with
Or
Johnny
foul
Williams
trouble,
last
too.
year.
Exactly,
man.
foul trouble.
Yeah, foul
Exactly,
trouble.
we saw that a lot also last year. So either way, we can go either way with it. And like you guys said, Hewitt's going to figure it out. He's going to put the team in the best position to be able to win this upcoming season. So it's going to be a great season.
Yeah.
All looking
I'm
forward to
excited.
it.
High hopes, baby.
Make sure you guys are all there, but keep it locked right inside the press box. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to shift over to our pro sports segment now, and we got a new segment thrown at you. Boom. Ain't ready for it, but are you? I don't know. All right. It's called Trust or Bust, and so we're going to take the undefeated teams we got right now in the NFL, and we're pretty much going to go around and see if we trust those teams to continue how they're doing right now, or are they a bust? Are they going to falter along the way? And so let's start first with let's go with the Denver Broncos first. Do we trust or bust from the Denver Broncos? Peyton Manning.
Definitely a trust for me. Peyton Manning, their offense is amazing. They're first in the league in the passing offense. Their running could use some improvement, but I mean they don't need to. Because Peyton's doing his thing.
He's practically running with his arm.
Yeah, I mean
It's
they're
like-
first in run defense. Like they've got the offense and the defense. Granted, their opponents, haven't been too high. Combined record of 4-12, but I still think they're legitimate. I think Peyton Manning is playing at a very high level.
I mean, he's on He's on pace right at this point to throw 64 touchdowns in the season. Obviously, I don't think he's going to keep that level of production up, but I would definitely say that I trust him. Maybe not to blow everyone out like they have been doing, but I still trust them.
I mean, he's the greatest regular season quarterback in history.
Yeah.
I think they're beating teams by an average of 22 points, something
Something
ridiculous
crazy
like that.
like that.
They're just blowing teams out. Peyton's playing, I feel like some of the best football he's ever played.
Yeah.
Especially after the surgery, everything that happened last year, and just he's playing unbelievably.
Yeah, I saw this stat that Peyton's the Broncos are averaging more per game than I think it's the Jaguars have scored all season. That's crazy. Wah, wah, wah.
They're 0-4 for a reason.
Yeah.
But I think you definitely got to trust the Broncos. You also got to take into fact, Champ Bailey hasn't played this regular season yet, and Von Miller's still suspended.
Miller.
They're both not back yet. Just imagine when they do come back, the way they're playing, and then also special teams. Trenton Holiday is just adding another fact that it's not even fair that they have Peyton Manning in that offense, and then they can score on special teams as well, with just as how dangerous he is. So
Yeah.
I think all consensus right there. We're trusting the Broncos, but maybe we might have some difference in this one. We're going to stay with the same division. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are also 4-0. Trust or bust for the Kansas City Chiefs?
No,
I see you shaking your head.
I don't trust them.
So you go bust?
They're bust.
Why is that?
Well, one, they've only played the NFC East and the Jaguars.
So did the Broncos. They played about the same schedule so far, minus one team.
But
But they have blown teams out.
but they're 24th in passing offense, 13th in rushing offense.
Oh.
And their rush defense is 24th in the league. While the Broncos are at the top of the crop, the Kansas City Chiefs are middle of the pack towards the end. They just haven't played anybody. They're not convincingly beating these teams, and it's not showing.
But a win's a win.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Denver and Kansas City are built two different ways. The way Denver's offense is set up, they're going to blow. They got guys that are going to blow it out. Kansas City, you don't look at Kansas City offense and think that you're going to blow them out. The main thing is, Alex Smith has been a game manager, but he makes the plays when it counts, and you have Jamal Charles. So they're more so what's their defense, because they create a lot of turnovers, gets the ball back to the offense and gets a lead. It's pretty much them controlling the clock and running out the clock. So they're not built to score 52 points or 30-some points like the Broncos are. But it's just built differently.
Yeah.
But they're still doing it in an efficient and effective way.
Still don't trust them. It was a very good presentation, though.
Well, as you can see, I'm trusting Kansas City.
I trust them as well. As long as Alex Smith can stay consistent,
Yeah.
which he's played very, very well. And Andy Reid's turned that club around. He's done a really good job. I do think they're going to falter mid-season, maybe lose 2 or 3 here or there, but I still think that they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think their defense is probably right up there with the Broncos, and the running game is superior.
Yeah.
Talk about Jamal Charles versus the 3-man committee with is it Monty Ball,
Monty Ball,
Knowshon?
Knowshon Marino.
And, I would definitely trust them. Not as much as I trust the Broncos, but I still trust them a lot.
I mean, I believe they'll make the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to go very far.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I just have to say, didn't they just beat the Cowboys? And so, do you trust the Cowboys or no?
I do trust the Cowboys.
Oh, so then why
the
don't?
Cowboys on a 4-0 team?
Yeah, why don't you trust the?
Why are we discussing that?
I just wanted to diss the Cowboys.
Not part of our
We're-
Trust segment.
All right, let's move on to the next undefeated team.
I got your back, D.
1-3 Eagles.
Well, we're 1-3 also.
Who'd you get the first win?
On the Raiders? Come on, y'all struggle with the Raiders?
We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about this. That's another. That's
My
not talk for
divisional
another
picks looking
day.
good. That's all
Terrell
I'm
Pryor
saying.
won't even plan. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, we're not going to start there. We're not going to do that. All right. Let's move on to.
Okay, Dad.
Let's move on to the New England Patriots and Tom Terrific. It seems just with a lot that, Brady's just been losing receiver or weapon after weapon. He lost Walker to the Broncos, Aaron Hernandez.
Wait, what happened with him?
We're not going to talk about it.
Visitation.
Of course, the guy Danny Amendola, but he's, as always, has just been hurt. Could have stayed healthy. And then Gronk still waiting to come back. So it just seems
What
there's so
about
much.
Wes Welker?
Wes Welker,
right.
gone to Denver.
That guy Peyton. has
Bronco.
The guy that Peyton got now. So are we? They're still undefeated. Brady's working with Little right now, trying to make. Kimbrough, Hopkins, and then Dobson also.
Yeah.
And so, do we trust or bust? Trust or bust for the Patriots?
I actually trust them. When you see, Tom Brady's doing this well with people that he still hardly knows. They're only going to get better.
Yeah.
And I've been watching some of the games. They don't look like bad. They look like they're having some miscues and oh, you ran the wrong route. But they still look solid. Especially when you're catching passes from Tom Brady, he's going to make all his receivers good. And then with Amendola and Gronkowski coming back, hopefully soon for them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a pretty good offense, and their defense is no slouch either.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking in the game against the Falcons. They were struggling a little bit towards the end, but they still made the play when it matters with the keep to lead.
And the
So,
Falcons
that
have
was a
good
big
offense
win.
too. Yeah.
that was an impressive win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the fence about it, but you've convinced me. They're
Convinced
4.
about that one.
They're 4-0 now. Just imagine when they get their.
Tried.
I did what I could. They're
They're gonna get their pieces back. So, yeah, and like I said, their defense is holding it down. Tom Brady is too perfect. It's unreal.
You sound a little jealous over there.
Right, yeah.
He's got a supermodel wife. He's 4-0. He's got Super
All right, but
Bowls.
okay, let's go on a tangent. But I'm also trusting the New England Patriots. Again, like I said, just loss after loss. It just seems that. Of course, Vince Wilfork is out for
I
the
forgot
season
about
now.
that.
That'll be big. But again, they always find ways. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and so they fail or don't do well. I'm always going to take them because they've proven time and time and again that they figure everything out. They have an answer for everything. So there's no way I'm putting the Patriots anywhere close to bust. I don't know how you're on the fence about that, but I'm trusting the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I saw a meme of Tom Brady, and it said, "Don't know the names of my receivers, still 4-0." So basically, as long as you have Tom Brady on your side,
You're good.
yeah, you're good. And with the great coaching with Bill Belichick, they bring guys up all the time, and they always fill those roster spots and have young talent. So I think they're gonna be fine. I trust them.
Yeah. All right. Seattle Seahawks. Trust or bust?
Trust them.
You trust?
Yeah.
Were you on the fence about this one?
No.
No?
Man, that 12th man is deadly. Pete Carroll is a great coach. Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. And they have a great defense starring the one and only Richard Sherman.
All right, good pitch right there. All right, yeah. Whoa.
This is the one team I'm on more of the fence about.
Any particular reason why?
Maybe I just want to be different. But I still can't put all my faith in them because I don't know. It might be just like a mental thing, but
They're like the Redskins if they were run right. Pretty much.
Why do we keep going back to this? Anyway, but would
I stay at it.
would this be because of the past couple of games where they've had to come back from? Is that why?
I mean, that's a good thing, but weren't they down 20-3 against the Texans or something.
And
at
they
one-
came back
And
and
they came
won.
back and won.
They
Makes
came
it
back
even
and won.
better.
But
Yeah.
that's also partially on the Texans. But like
That's why. That's another time for another day. Trust the bus for quarterbacks. Stay tuned.
but they haven't been like putting up like a solid like amount of offense. I mean, then again, they really don't have to because of the
Oh, but that's okay for the Chiefs.
what?
Oh, they're not putting up a solid offense. That's the way their team is built.
I never said I was going to bust with the Seahawks.
Well, he
that's
trusted the Chiefs, so I was
that's
wondering
between y'all two right
what
there.
was different.
I'm
you know?
trusting the Seahawks, and I'm not even going to give an explanation. I mean, just because of just because of what he said is pretty much what I was going to say. So just to save us some time, I'm going to trust him as well. Y'all can debate that. It says on the fence, but yeah.
Trust.
True.
True.
But do you guys want to continue the debate? We're kind of entertained about that. Did you guys want to debate why? You know.
I don't have a debate. Let's go to the Saints.
Okay, so the New Orleans Saints also 4-0. They also have that crowd factor of in the Superdome of just. I feel it's going to be hard for Seattle and New Orleans to lose a game at home. Right there you talk about 8-0 right there. So it's hard to go there and play again. And so I mean with the Saints, I think I've took trust for everybody, but I mean this is pretty much I think these are teams that I had going to the playoffs. I'm going to trust the Saints as well. I think Rob Ryan and finally getting that defense together. Because we know the Saints last year. I mean, the last couple of years, their defense has been atrocious, worse than NFL history.
Yeah.
I mean, half
So
their
Rob
defense got
Ryan
shipped out because of bounty
Bounty
gates.
gate.
So they were bound to suck.
But with Drew Brees being Drew Brees, Sean Payton coming back, and adding Rob Ryan, because their offense is still doing what their offense does. And now that their defense can be able to give their offensive extra possessions, it just makes them even more deadly. And Darren Sproles, man,
It's good.
why the Chargers ever let him go? I'm sorry, Chargers fans. It must suck seeing Darren Sproles do all this for Drew Brees and the Saints because that dude is a beast. He's hard to stop. And, I'm trusting the Saints as well.
Yeah, the other Peyton. So
The other Peyton.
yeah, that guy. I always knew he was that key to the championship. I mean, just seeing how bad they were without him,
Yeah.
getting him back, same
Yeah,
team.
huge
They're getting
difference.
their defense. Rob Ryan, somebody we should have kept. But Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones. But yeah, I like their team. I think I trust them.
I trust the Saints as well. I mean, Drew Brees, future Hall of Famer. He's just amazing to watch him just go down the field. Their defense is looking really good. Yeah, their defense is looking pretty good too. Got all those crazy Rob Ryan blitzes and all that sort of thing. So I'd put my trust in them.
I trust them as well. Like you said, turn that defense around, and Jimmy Graham's playing really, really well too.
Yeah.
So that tandem,
He's
Drew
so
Brees
good.
and Jimmy Graham, that offense is explosive. So as long as their defense can stop teams,
Yeah.
they're going to be fine.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trust them definitely.
So as you can see, there's really only some debate about Seattle and Kansas City. We'll revisit this about when we get to the halfway mark of the season. Of course, we're a quarter mark way through now. Halfway through the season, let's see how things go. Do we go trust or bust still, and see if we can change some opinions over here on these sides mainly. 'Cause
Got my eyes on you.
But of course, real quick, let's touch up on some other things. Of course, hockey season is now in full effect, and for me, I've started to get to hockey more and more, and hockey is just it's a joy to watch. So if you're not an avid hockey fan, I definitely because I wasn't at first, just because I just didn't really watch it too much, but I would say it's definitely a joy to check out. The games are so fun, it's so entertaining, and with new rules coming in and new alignments in the NHL, I think it's going to be an exciting season, and I think it's definitely on the up and up.
And they can fight.
Yeah.
Like they can fight.
That's all
the only
DeMonte
thing he
cares
fixed out. He just pretty much just threw my argument out the window like that.
Who doesn't want to watch fights? Better than World Star.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say it's really an exciting time, especially here at Mason. We're so close to the Washington Capitals, who are looking very good. You got Holtby, Ovechkin, Backstrom, all the normal faces over there. They're all looking solid. They just played the Blackhawks, took them to a good game. I'm excited for that because those are so close. I want to go to one of those games maybe. But it's definitely a sport that if you don't understand it, you're just gonna be what are they doing? They're just skating around on ice. But if you like pay attention and like try to learn.
I just enjoy to watch.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And like you said, there is like that physical component that's just, always fun. Watching these people like take their hats off for them so they don't get a 2-minute penalty for taking their own hat off. I started laughing. That's not how they fight.
My goodness.
No, I watched one. That's how they do it.
I watched one. Count them.
It's more like because all the padding.
Just please disregard Demonte Shaw's opinion on
He's having a rough day. He's having a real rough day right now.
Baseball.
So yeah, real quick, we got the playoffs in MLB.
Playoffs. We talk about playoffs.
And so we gotta wrap things up real quick. But of course,
Yeah.
we're gonna do more baseball talk in our next episode. So definitely make sure you stay tuned for that. But the Rays are kind of hot right now.
Rays are hot.
I mean,
Yeah,
they've traveled like
Rays are-
4 different cities now.
Yeah, Rays are playing the Sox, Pirates are playing the Cards, Dodgers are playing the Braves, and then Tigers are playing the A's. So it's gonna be
Some good matchups.
Yeah,
some
definitely.
Good series.
Some good
going
young
on.
teams out there too.
Yes, it's very exciting.
Do we think the Rays upset the Red Sox? With
I
the,
do.
With
yeah.
the momentum
I
that they
think they're
have?
gonna ride that momentum, winning the play-in game to get that second wild card spot, and then winning the wild card game to play the Red Sox. I think they're gonna ride that right through.
Yeah.
Their pitching's doing really well right now.
David Price.
Especially with the way the Red Sox prepare for the playoffs, all that beer and chicken.
That's all in the past.
George Mason University, thank you for joining us right inside the press box. As always, as you can see, we always have a good time. We're definitely going to dive more into baseball on the next episode. So definitely make sure you stay tuned for that. We're definitely going to dissect things more and break those down. We're going to get DeMonte some professional help in the meantime over the next week. Once again, thank you to Tyler, all you do for us. Thanks, Tyler. I'm Vandy Bernard.
I'm Perry Buckley.
DeMonte Shaw.
And I'm Matt Newman, keeping it tucked in here inside the press box.
As always, press on, George Mason.
Press on.
Press on.